Good morning. I am Reverend Claire Middelton from the Center for Spiritual Living Colors here in Charlotte, North Carolina. onecolors.org. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. And I'm going to talk about something that is kind of near and dear to me, and that is faith. You know, in all of our teachings, we are reminded that we must have faith in things, faith that things are going to happen right. And I guess for me, I kind of have thrown faith and the idea of faith out the window. Ooh. See, for me, faith has the word hope in it, and hope has a question in it. For example, if somebody is inviting you to a party and they say, "Are you coming?" and you say, "I hope I am," there's a little bit of doubt in there. Maybe something will show up. Maybe something's going to happen. You're not really committing to it. So for me, I take this idea of faith and know that that's a start. But there's a couple of things for me that I know. One is that there is a law, and there's a law that is your subconscious mind that absolutely has to work. And if I know that, then there's something else I know. So when we talk about faith, I replace the word faith for knowing. And I begin to act as if something I am desiring already is in existence. It takes in a few things. One, it takes in the realization that this power within you moves out of you as you speak. It's real interesting how God has packaged us. It kind of waits for you to know that it's there. And once you know that it's there and you start playing with it, and yes, I said playing with it, seeing how it works, it shows up. So I'm very clear that God is within me. And I'm very clear that when I speak, God is coming out as that vibration. And that vibration is matched by atoms. And if I'm talking about a situation that is a form, it's going to show up to match the vibration and the energy that I am exuding. So when we talk about faith, for me, it's a knowing. It's a knowing that there's a law that responds to my words. There's a law that responds to my belief system. There's a law that is enacted, and it will act as long as I don't interrupt it. And the interruption is doubt. You see, when we begin to speak things, and if we doubt it, then you stop the process. It's almost as if, for me, I feel all this energy gathers around and it's kind of listening. What does she want now? What are we going to do? And you let it know what you desire, and it begins to go about here, there, wherever to gather the necessary elements for it to show up in your experience. And it continues to do that unless you interrupt it. You know, sometimes I say we are impatient because the things that we desire, as I've said before, you might need some growing in order for you to experience it. But the biggest thing is knowing that when your word is spoken, it goes out to be fulfilled, no matter what it is. So you can have a very big dream and find yourself in a very small situation, and part of the process is allowing yourself to grow into the dream. Not the dream to grow into you. It already is there. And sometimes we don't get that. But the reality is that what you desire already exists, and it exists on a certain level of vibration. For example, if you walk into a store where all the items are $1 or under, there's a vibration there. One, the things that are there are cheaper, and people who come oftentimes don't have the monies to spend on large things. So it's a gift, and it's a good thing it exists. Now, if you were to take yourself from that particular store and you go to a different store, and that store, the average price for items is $25 and up, you feel a shift. It feels different in that store. Take yourself out of that $25 store and start going into stores where it's $100, $1,000, etc., you begin to feel the shift of the energy in the store. One, because of the items themselves are vibrating at a certain level, and two, the people who are coming in to get them are vibrating at a certain level. So sometimes the things that we desire are way up here vibrating. They already exist. Do you see them? No. Why? Because you're vibrating down here. And so you're only seeing the things that exist down here. And it's not a bad thing. The thing about it is that you can grow to the point where you begin to vibrate at a different level. Part of it is pushing yourself into the unfamiliar, allowing yourself to go places that you may not really feel comfortable. And as you begin to get more comfortable, you now are vibrating at that level. So when we talk about faith, oftentimes the things that you are calling into existence vibrate at a different level. You have to be honest with yourself in terms of, do I need to grow into it? Do I need to experience it? Do I need to sit in a different car to feel the vibration of that car? And as I feel it, can I bring that energy back? And when I close my eyes, can I take my mind into that vibration and feel it? You know what that is for me? That is visiting heaven. Because when I step into something that I'm desiring and I feel this vibration, and I can bring that same thing back into my quiet space, and I begin to envision myself in it and feel myself vibrating in it, that to me is visiting heaven. What I'm doing is building my vibration to match what it is that I desire. So for me, faith is some work. It's not just walking around thinking, I have this, I have that, but it's allowing yourself to grow into what already exists. It's interesting. I had a member say something to me about a picture that they saw on a wall. And, I didn't know that picture was there. It's really nice. Guess what? The picture's been there for 2 years. Why didn't that person see it? Because where they were vibrating, whatever was on their mind was more important than what was on the walls. So we walk in and out of beauty all the time, and we're not necessarily aware of it. I shared with some of my students the other day that I was shopping, and it was about 9 o'clock, stores were closing, and I got in my car and I looked up at the sky, and it was magnificent. It was magnificent. So I got in my car and I wanted to take a picture of it. Where I was sitting, the cars were in the way. So I had to maneuver myself around in the parking lot so that I could actually see the sky, and it was clear. I took the picture. And as I did that, I thought about how many people saw this. How many people took the time to see the beauty that's all around them? Or are they so concerned about get in and out of the store, get home, cook, all the daily things that we cloud our minds with, when in reality we are surrounded by beauty? And it's when we begin to see the unseen, to see what we don't notice that is already there, that we begin to vibrate at a different level, because now we are where it is, and we therefore can see it. So when we talk about faith, faith really is recognizing that there's a law that moves through you, there's a law that responds to you, there's a law that says yes to you, and there is the wisdom of God that will help you move into that experience. I like to tell people that one of the biggest boosts there is gratitude. If you can take time every day throughout your day to say thank you, God, you would be surprised at what shows up, because it's just waiting to be acknowledged. And every time you say thank you, you lift yourself up into another vibration. And on that level, you begin to see things that you couldn't see down here while you're talking about woe is me and what's not right and what's not working. When you focus on what is working and you say thank you, God, you move into a vibration of the things that work. As you continue to say thank you, God, you move up into another level of vibration of things that are working. So that this process of gratitude really is a way to climb the ladder to more good. Faith for me is a law. Faith for me is an assurance. My job is to decide what it is I'm choosing to experience, recognize that there's responsibility that goes along with it, recognize that I can only have what I can accept. And you know, a lot of the work is on yourself, really believing that you deserve this good, really knowing that the God within you is choosing to come forth and experience this through you as you. Sometimes we have a lot of work in that area, really embracing who we are. And when we can do that, when we can really love ourselves and allow ourselves to be really who we are, which may not be the same as somebody right next to you, have the courage to step up and really be yourself and walk in gratitude and walk in the knowingness that that which you're calling forth already exists and that you literally are climbing this ladder of consciousness, and know that God is moving you into it, and move into it without resistance. Then at the end is what you are calling forth. It already existed. It already is there. It is already saying yes to you. You need to say yes to it. So faith for me is a law. It's not maybe it'll happen. It's not will it happen. It is. The job is mine. The job is mine to vibrate at the level of the gift, have the wisdom of the gift, know how to accept and see the gift, and the gift is given. God can only give to us that which we are ready to accept and receive. So much of the work is, are you worthy? Are you ready to receive? Because the gift is already given. So faith is a matter of accepting the good that's already here. And so it is.